Alright guys, so I'm at my fishing spot. Gonna get the raft ready. And head out. Try my luck. My line caught in the zipper. So today, like I said, I'm going to try it with fly rods, and fortunately, the end of the lake I'm fishing on is out of the wind. So this might just work out. But what I'm using today is my 3-weight my little 3-weight rod for bluegills, and I brought my 8-weight along, which is way overgunned, for bass and northern. I've got to buy a 5-weight or 6-weight fly reel for my fly rod, my 6-weight rod. So this is all I got, but I guess there's some pretty good sized bass and northern in this lake, so maybe having an 8-weight along and being overgunned is a good thing. I don't know, we'll see. This is the 8-weight. The rod is a St. Croix Rio Santo. It's one of St. Croix's bottom line rods, but I'm happy with it. And the thing I like about St. Croix is that lifetime warranty. So if you break a tip or something like that, they'll replace it. And I've already had to have that done. And what's weird is they don't really care how the rod breaks. They'll replace it. So you slam it in the car door. In my case, I can't remember what it was. I got frustrated and I ended up snapping the rod in about 6 places over my knee. And I just took the pieces back and said, yeah, this happened. And they got me a new rod. Guess I can kind of give you a tour of the raft a little bit. So this is my little one-man raft. It's made by Sea Eagle. This is class 5 whitewater rated stuff. This isn't cheap Walmart inflatable raft, so this is the real deal. The oars really work well. I fabricated a trolling motor mount for the back, and for my fish finder, I use this is actually the wife's idea. It was a really good idea. anchors. I had a claw anchor on here before, and it just kept getting hung up in the rocks and whatnot. So she said go out and find the heaviest trailer hitch ball you can find. That's a 3-inch trailer hitch ball, and that's my anchor, and it works wonderful. It won't hold you solid on a river, but the nice thing about what it does on a river is it bounces and rolls along the bottom, and it slows down your drift. So as you're going downstream, you know, you want to be able to fish structure and whatnot, and it slows your boat so that you can work different structures and whatnot. So it's really cool. But on a lake like this, on a windy day, it'll hold you right in place. So that's a plus. Let's see, I gotta get a tackle box. Now I did bring a conventional rod. My friend who let me fish this lake told me that the crappies seem to be hanging out in deeper water right now. So I brought a small noodle rod, as I call them, spinning rod, and if that's the case, if I can't find them shallow, I'll fish a slip bobber with a fake minnow, and I should be able to get into the crappies that way. I've done pretty well doing that on my lakes way up north, so there's no reason that method wouldn't work here. So basically I tried to keep it light, so I got a little tiny tackle box with a bunch of different flies and poppers and stuff for the fly rods, and then I got another small tackle box that's already set up with plastic minnows and things like that, and little bobbers for the noodle rod. So yeah, so better turn these fly rods around though, or I will be needing to make another trip to St. Croix to get a replacement. All right, so this thing only weighs 20 pounds, so I just drag it right across the ground and drag it down to the water's edge, watching out for sharp rocks and nails and whatnot, of course, but yeah, it's pretty easy to carry around. So I'll get everything situated here. I built a wooden floor for it because all it has is a rubber floor. So I built this wooden floor with a swivel seat, and man, I tell you, that's the cat's behind. Talk about comfortable. Not only that, but I can stand up in this raft and fly cast. I mean, granted, it's not like rock steady like a bass boat would be, but it's solid enough that I can stand up and be comfortable. Another nice thing I like about this boat, is it's not one solid bladder. So right here, this seam is a dividing wall, and there's actually each sponson is a bladder. So if I spring a leak on one side, the thing will still float. So it acts like a life preserver, which is kind of cool. But what I do with the seat is I built a piece of plywood with a piano hinge and just a pedestal like this, and I put it in here. You can see the rubber floor. I put it in here like this, and it wedges down underneath there, and there it is. it locks in place. And now I have a solid floor that I can stand on, and I have a nice, comfortable swivel seat to sit on. You can throw your legs up on the pontoon to relax. It is a very comfortable boat to fish out of. Fishing out of a John boat or a canoe, you know, you got your knees in your face and your back is hurting. I can fish in this thing all day long, and it's just wonderful. So I'm gonna load it up and we'll get out on the water.